Hey everyone, welcome back to another Tone Science video. Today we're going to have a look at a modern classic, the Maxon SD9. It's one of the most misunderstood pedals, but we're going to try and see what makes it highly regarded by players like Michael Landau, Scott Henderson, guys who get some of the best recorded guitar sounds. And we're going to explore it plugged into both clean amps and into dirty amps, and we're also going to stack it with some other pedals and see what that sounds like. Okay, so this pedal I think is one of the most misunderstood pedals because the tendency for most people is you get a clean sound from the amp and then you set all the knobs, to unity, and you put the pedal on and it sounds horrible. And most people wonder like what the hell is this pedal supposed, like what's the hype about it? So the first thing you have to do is turn that guy up the level and turn that tone down. Now the tone is a very critical part about this pedal, so you can only kind of, I think that's like the maximum I've ever set it at. So within this range is, what you're looking at. So normally on a clean amp, I'll have it just below 9 o'clock or so. And maybe I'll just back that off a little bit, the distortion. So again, now this is your clean sound. And this is with the pedal on. Now what you need to do is just drop the volume from the guitar. It's around 7 now. And you have all that range to play with, so between 7 and around 9 or so. You have all that range available to you. Even I think around 5 on the guitar volume. It's all pretty usable, right? So what's happening is this pedal, it's kind of letting your guitar knob, it extends the range of the knob basically. So with the pedal off, it starts disappearing. So now with the pedal on, you have that. So now the thing is the relation between the pedal and the guitar volume, it becomes a crucial part about the playing. So you can do things like hit a note with the volume around 7, and as the note's decaying, you can turn the volume up. So you have a lot of expression available as a result of that. Now another thing is on the bridge pickup, if you can turn that tone knob down, it warms up the sound, but the pedal itself has a lot of the top end. Or you can turn up your tone knob and turn that guy back down, but you'll have to keep it pretty low. I think having it a little higher, say around there, and turning your tone knob down. So you can kind of hear the stringiness on the guitar, but it's not, overtly harsh or honky or anything like that. Now the only thing is when you bypass the pedal and your volume is still low, you can, you'll hear a bit of a volume drop. So then what I like to do is put on a pedal like this RC booster. There's a bunch of pedals you can use to do that, including even a Boss compressor can do that. So with the RC now on, you bring back all that volume that you've lost. So I just set the volume to kind of match the Maxon, when it's on. Maybe take out some of that bass. So compare the sound of the RC with the guitar volume backed off to the RC off and the guitar volume full. It's a similar thing with the Maxon. So guitar volume full, this guy on, and volume backed off. So it kind of brings life to a very plain, clean sound, you know. Also, I think what's happening is anytime you add a little bit of drive or dirt to your clean sound, it livens up the harmonic content. So that's something to keep in mind. Now another question is this like a Tubescreamer? Now this is a Maxon OD9, which is as close to a TS9 as you're ever going to get. Now this is a true blue Tubescreamer. Now what this does, which is different from this, is it cuts off the low end a little bit, and it bumps up the mid range. So you've got a very different EQ curve on this guy compared to this. This is a lot flatter. So if you can listen to just that and then this on, you can hear the bass goes away, and you know, you're getting that mid range coming forward. So I'll turn the guitar volume up now, and then this guy on. So you can actually see that this is actually retaining the low end and not pushing the mids as much. Now what I'll do is I'll put the amp into distortion. It's got 2 channels, so I'll put the drive channel on, and we listen to what this is doing. Okay, so this is the drive channel of the OD100. And it's not overtly driven. You can actually clean it up pretty easily from the guitar. Now this becomes a perfect thing for the Maxon to do its thing, because I feel it actually sounds best hitting an amp that is, you know, just on the verge of breakup. So this is without, this is with. Now again, this may be a little bit too much here, so I'll just back it off a bit. Now compare that to what the Tubescreamer will do. You instantly hear the bass gets tighter, so you can actually right, and that's what a lot of people use the Tubescreamer for, is to tighten, you know, a distorted amp. So it works really well. But the Maxon will let all that low end through. So it may not be the best for, unless you kind of appreciate the sludginess of it. But what it is great at is, you know, like fat solo lines. And it retains its clarity. That's the best part. Like, you can play complex chords. And you can pretty much hear, you know, the chord holds its integrity. It doesn't fall apart. Now, another useful thing is when the amp is set up like that, you can go between, say, the Maxon and the Tubescreamer, and even like the RC booster will become a nice boost. And it will even clean the amp up. You know, and the Maxon similarly can get pretty clean. It won't get as clean as the RC. Say if I go to the in-between middle and bridge pickup position. back to the clean channel, and I just want to have a look at how the Maxon, the SD9, takes being boosted by other pedals. So since we have these two already here for comparison's sake, we'll just try stacking them one at a time and see what that sounds like. So again, the clean channel of the amp. So let's put the SD9 on. And let's put the OD9 on. So I've pulled the guitar volume back now to around 5. Now it's back up to around 8 or so. Okay, so now we'll see what the RC booster sounds like boosting the SD9. So instantly you can see it's fatter, doesn't have the low cut that the OD9 brings. Now if I go to my neck pickup, it's like this almost fuzz. And just for a bit of fun, this is Roger Mayer Voodoo 1. It's an old pedal, I think sometime in the 90s. And it was used by Landau very often. Just these two pedals were his drive pedals. And they work pretty well together. So that's the SD9 on. So this is with the Voodoo 1 on now. And if you back off the guitar volume, it cleans up really nicely. If you listen to the Voodoo 1 by itself, it may sound a little bit, harsh with the guitar volume all the way up. You take it down, and you get this beautiful clean sound. Now, the Voodoo 1 and the Tubescreamer, the OD9, is an interesting stack as well. And back to the SD9. So these settings have kind of stayed the same over the years for me at least. Now, if the amp is really clean, I may just turn that up just to get a bit more gain. If the amp is really dull, I may turn that up. If it's too bright, I may have it like almost all the way off. And very rarely, sometimes I just bring that back if I don't want to hit the amp as hard. Or what Michael Landau does is he puts a volume pedal after this. So he has this on full and then he can just, attenuate the output of the pedal. So I hope that kind of clears up a few things about this pedal. It's like really awesome for me over the years. It sounds great into any amp, but you kind of just need to set it a certain way and approach the whole guitar volume and tone control thing. So if that works out for you, let me know in the comments. If it doesn't, let me know as well. If you have any further questions, let me know as well. I'll answer those as soon as I can. And feel free to like and subscribe and all that. And yeah, stay tuned for further content. Cheers.